will start building the Dragonfly 700 mm. Alright, so what we will do is we'll start from the wing, and then the fuselage, and the landing gear, and then we put everything together. Okay, so as I mentioned in the part one of the videos, instead of using 9 gram, I actually will use a 5 gram servo. Alright, so this is a 5 gram servo. Yeah. And I also talk about that this carbon rod actually is slightly too long. So in fact, I already cut it. Alright, so this is kind of extra pieces. Yep. So this will fit right here. So we'll start fitting the carbon rod into onto the wing. So I'm gonna apply it in both sides. Yeah, I mean because it's actually part of the support, so I want to make sure that the grooves are evenly distributed, so that it adds that extra strength to the ring. We'll put that on. Just push it in. Yep. Yep. That's it. All right. Right. So that's easy. That's done already. So then we will work on the servo and also the control horn. All right. So what you need is this control horn and also the canvas. There's a groove come in the back, so I already put one in already. So as you see, that actually I have the marking here. There's actually 2 ways you can put this servo. One is this way, right? And then of course you can do it this way. So I mean, which way you're gonna decide? In fact, I actually checked the length of this control rod. So if you put it on the other way, you'll find that it is actually too long. Okay, so that's why actually I turn it into this way. That's why you see the markings. So so what I will do is actually I fit it in. I'm not going to put any glue on it. I'm going to put in the control rod. So what I did is actually I use a ruler to align it and then do the marking. So that actually give me the reference line so that I know where to put the horn. But let's just remove these pieces. As I said just now, I'm not going to put any glue on it until I have a good idea where everything should go. So so I think this is probably right. I want to see a little bit more of the rod into this space here so that I can do some adjustment. So this is roughly where I will put my horn. So I push it in already so that I know where to cut. So I'm going to use a sharp knife. Alright. Alright, so I'm going to push it in. So that's about the right length. So now everything seems to fit fairly well. Okay, so I'm going to glue it on. Right. So I'll put a bit of glue over here as well, and then I'm going to push it in. All right. So here you go. So it should fit, right? move this back here, and then we'll touch it on. Maybe we can actually adjust that later on, but what I want to tie up first is the I will connect it to the servo tester actually to test the trouble. Alright, so we have a servo tester here. Okay, so we just put the power on. So this is the middle positions. Alright, so the horn actually have full trouble. Alright, so what's any problem? Alright, so that's done. Alright. So one more things that we actually have to do is so we have to hide this wire along this this bottom part here. So what we will do is with the help of a ruler. Alright, so we're gonna cut it like maybe about, you should use a fairly sharp knife, alright, so that actually help you to cut through the foam, so you're not pushing it. So actually my cutting knife is not too bad, but I mean it can be sharper. Alright, so you don't have to cut all the way through, otherwise you actually destroy the support. Alright, so once you've done this, you actually can push it in. Alright, I'm not going to put any glue in there because I think it's extremely tight already. I don't think it will come out. Yeah, so make sure this is still. I mean, this you will take about 10 minutes or even more to dry, so you need to give it time to settle. You probably have seen that actually I already fixed the other side because I don't think we actually should waste the time to actually see me to fix both sides. So what we left is actually these two plywood here. Alright, so this is to connect the two wings together as well as to set the dihedral. Right, so I will use CA, alright, to put it together. Alright, so we push it together. Alright, so that is set. Alright. Alright, so this is how the shape will look like. Alright, so once this is set, so we will put one in like this. Alright, and then we'll put the other side in like that. Right. So the connect up the servo wire will actually coming out from this side. Okay, that is what it should look like at the end when it is done. Alright. Okay, so at the same time, of course, you'll glue the ring together. Alright, so that's what we will do now. So I have to glue this on first. Alright, so make sure this is dihedral, right? So the rings going up this way. Alright, so this V shape, alright, should go in like that. The rest is actually putting the glue on both sides and then glue the rings together. Alright, so we already finished the wing. So you see that there's a very nice dihedral V shape here. Alright. So now we will work on the fuselage. So all the parts are here. So the stabilizer and all that. Right. So what we will do is we'll fit the wing, all right, to the fuselage first. All right. So so this is the center. So what I will do now is I want to put the horizontal stabilizer here and then fit it in. Okay. To check whether in fact they are parallel. All right. So you can see from the screen there. All right. So they are fairly okay. Okay. I actually send this surface a little bit because when I put the glue on to actually glue the wing, I found that actually it didn't stay very well. So instead of using UHU now, I will actually choose hot glue instead. So try to put thin layers of hot glue. All right. All right, that should be good now. All right. Secure horizontal stabilizer. Just let it sit for like hold about 20-30 seconds. Yep. All right, so that should do. So we can check the alignment again. All right, so now we can actually fix the vertical stabilizer. So vertical stabilizer will go like this. All right, so let's just put it together. Alright, so we're using hot glue. So hold it for 20 seconds. So now in fact we can actually remove the wing, so we don't need the wing at this moment. So we just concentrate on the fuselage. Alright, so those are the parts. They are basically a few things that we actually have to do. We have to take this piece onto the canopy, and then this piece here will go to the front for the motor mount, and then of course the servo horn as well as the connecting lock. So all this so we will finish the front part first. All right. So yeah, so use thin layers of glue just to stick it here. All right, just to hold it. All right. Normally, this kind of now okay, it sticks very well, but then it's actually quite easy to fell out. So I will put tape here. Okay. So it still will be magnetized, but then so that little piece of metal will not come out as easy. All right. So then this is the front. All right. So I do recommend, of course, you sand it a bit, but then I guess this part will be slightly difficult. All right. So once again, we will apply some hot glue. All right. So it actually fits fairly well. All right. So just push it, hold it until it dry for like 20 seconds. All right, that should be good. So the next thing will be the control for the aileron and also the rudder. All right. So we have right. So that's how it goes. All right. So because all the you see actually all the location that's placed for the control horn underneath, so we'll have the arms actually facing underneath. So in fact you can't see it, but in fact there is a little tiny gap here that you can actually push the wire in and then go into the compartment there. So we just have to push it in. It's actually quite difficult. Alright, so we use a twister to help. Alright. So let's see. Alright, so one in. So we won't fix it now. Okay. Similarly for the other side. Alright. So have to actually push it. Alright, I think this also clean now. Let's see, yes. Let's just grab it. Now I can use my finger. Alright, so both wire are in. Once actually I get everything fit, I will actually agree. So we just leave it hanging like this for the moment. Alright, so we will then now install the control horn. If we don't do it, alright, so this is for the elevator. Alright, and then this is for the rudder. So we can actually test the length to see if it fits. Alright, so let's just pop this on. Alright, now it's in. Alright, so right, I think we do have the right length. Alright, so now we can actually glue all this part onto the fuselage. Alright, so that we do. So we do the same. For the elevator. Just a little bit of hot glue. so that will do. So later on we will do the connecting rod. Well, just now I letting the horizontal vertical stabilizer dry. Okay. Actually, I already also finished the connection between the servo and also the control horn. So maybe I can just tell you what I did. Okay. Of course, first of all, most important is you actually have to center all your servo arm first. Of course, I do use my little servo tester. Then I will glue the servo on these two rods on both sides. All right. Connect the servo rod. Probably you see something different here. In fact, the rod here is actually very flexy. So I kind of put very thin carbon rod in the middle. All right, and then put the heat shrink on the top, and then glue them together to strengthen it. And then you will find this little piece of wood. All right, I already put it in. So it's something like this. It looks like a knife. Okay, so this, don't fold array. So this actually go in the middle of here. So before you actually fix anything, so remember, push these two pieces of wood in here, and then you kind of pin it in the middle. So this is actually to control the traveling direction of the rod to make sure that it travels straight. So you do that on both sides. So I kind of put a little bit of hot glue on it to fix the locations. You will find that the two rods, they are slightly too long, so you may need to use a cutter to cut some of the length. Right. So when you actually put that together, okay, you will try your best to actually level the surface. All right. So you see that my elevator surface is almost flat. All right. So you can adjust it by depending on how much you want to push in and out. All right, the same is on the rudder. All right, so this is a hard trim. You try to do as much as possible. Basically, that's it. That's all you need to do. After you have finished that, everything is tied in properly. So you may want to actually do a testing of your servo tester. All right. So I just connect it. All right, and with my towel. Alright, now they are connected, so you can actually test it. This is the center. Then I can see whether you actually move freely or not. Alright, looks good. Alright, so that's all you need to do. So basically, that's it for the fuselage. Alright, so we still have to do the landing gear, of course, and then we have to put everything together. Alright, for the landing gear, it's actually quite straightforward. You have this arm here and then the two wheels. So then you're left with this piece of wood. Okay, so it's kind of a sandwich. This one go the outside, and then you put this in. Alright, and then the wheel will go like this. Alright, so this as a top part to actually lock it in the middle. Alright, so then you cover this on the top, and then the entire sandwich that you have, alright, then will slot into here. Alright, so that's how it works. Alright, so I'm gonna just use CA to fix everything together. Alright, make sure that you put the landing gear there. Alright, so it should fit right here. Alright, so then if I glue now. So here's the wheel. Here is the top part. Alright, so then this entire section will go on the top here, and then this will be go on to the bottom of the fuselage. I actually will fix this part, but I haven't decided whether actually I will use the wheel. Alright, so that is what. So that actually finished everything about the assembly. Basically, we have finished everything. So the wing, the fuselage, and also the wheel. Alright, so now we can actually put it together. As I told you, I want the wing to be detachable. Actually, what you see here is put two holes here with two screws. So I reinforce it with plastic. Okay, so make it stronger. In the fuselage, not sure you can see it because I've already put the electronic in. So there is that little piece of wood that I put inside. Alright, so and also you look at the back, also reinforce it with a piece of plastic and a two hole here. And I open up this little hole here so that when you actually attach the wing, the wire for the aileron can go through. Alright, so basically that's how you do it. Alright, so I put it together. So you stuck the wire in. Alright, so, and then you slice it in. Okay, and then you glue it together. Alright, so that's how you can actually detach it. Okay, for the wheel, okay, I decided to use it. Put a bit of tape here so that it's a bit tighter. So then I slot it in. It's not that easy to detach now. Okay, so that is the wheel. Right. In terms of the electronics, I put Emax 1806 with 2280 kV. Alright, so that is the size of the motor that's recommended. And inside here, I have Hobby King 12M ESC. Okay, I also put a stabilizer in there. So this is actually, I'm not sure, hope you can see that. So this is a BYME stabilizer. So, so the battery that I intended to use is 800 milliamp 2-cell battery. So the all-up weight for this plane is about 180 grams. Okay, so that's basically the end of the build. What do I have to say? It's actually quite nice. Yeah, so I'm looking forward for the maiden. So that will be probably part 3.